hands together as I invite the dignitaries, Sri S.K.G. Kishore Garu, our Executive Director, South and Chief Innovation Officer, GMR Group, and as we have our Honorable Minister for Industry, IT and Municipal Administration and Urban Development, Sri KT Ramarao Garu. Please put your hands together. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time, and requesting Sri Jayesh Ranjan Garu, our Principal Secretary for IT, to kindly join us on stage, and also requesting Mr. Jimmy Washington, the Director Sustainability Career Logistics, to kindly join us on stage. Professor Toby Peters, the Director for Center for Sustainable Cooling, University of Birmingham, to kindly join us on stage. Mr. H.E. Gareth Owen, the British Deputy High Commissioner, to kindly join us on stage, and requesting Chairman TSTPTC to kindly join us on stage. I would request everyone to kindly take your seats. Please put your... I would request you all to kindly take your seats, and requesting you all to kindly put your mobile phones on silent mode for a few minutes. I would request Jeevan Reddy Garu to kindly join us on stage, Andy. Thank you so much, sir. We would request everyone to kindly take your seats. Daichesi andaru కూర్చోవాల్సిందిగా request చేస్తున్నానండి. Once again, a very warm welcome to you all for the inauguration of Telangana Center of Excellence for Sustainable Cooling and Cold Chain. It is going to be an historic day for all of us, especially for the Hyderabadis and India too. And ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chancha Sharma. I welcome you all again, once again over here, and starting off with our amazing day, not taking much of time as our Minister Garu have got a very little time as you have to again travel for the historic days to keep repeating. I would now request our Professor Toby Peters from University of Birmingham to have the welcome remarks and introduction. Please put your hands together for Mr. Professor Toby.
Thank you. And may I welcome respected Honourable Minister for IT and Industry, Sri KT Ramarao, His Excellency Gareth Winnowen, British Deputy High Commissioner, respected Principal Secretary, IT and Industries, Government of Telangana, Sri Jayesh Ranjan, Dr. Vishnu Vardhan Reddy, and senior officials from Government of Telangana, our industry partners, including Jimmy Washington, who flew in from Carrier, and friends of cooling. Thank you for joining us here today. Cold chains are critical infrastructure that are vital for a well-functioning society and economy. They're as important as a water pipe, a road, or an electricity cable. But they're complex, multi-temperature, temperature-controlled supply chains that maintain perishable and temperature-sensitive products, food and pharma and vaccines, at their optimum temperature and environment from source to destination, preventing quantitative and qualitative loss and ensuring safety. In short, they underpin our access to safe and nutritious food and health, as well as our ability to eradicate rural poverty, bring economic growth, and deliver socio-economic development. And while the global cold chain capacity has been growing in recent decades, the growth hasn't been equitable in terms of access. Where there's been intervention, it's often only testing individual technologies. But a cold chain system is really complex. For food, it obviously includes the pre-cooling, the post-harvest management, and all these processes. And it's got mobile elements, and they all have to work seamlessly together to actually deliver the solution. Equally, if we focus on just single elements, as we transition to renewable energy, we lose the opportunities of aggregation, of working as a system. So from my perspective, there needs to be a big shift to equitable and sustainable cold chains that goes way beyond where we are with business as usual. What becomes really important is that we need to understand how do we provide access to cooling for all in a warming world, and equally ensure that we are future-proofed against future changes to the system and future risks and disruptions. To do this, we have to realise that cold chains is far more than just installing a solar-powered cold room or a new fridge. We've got to look at the system, and that's what we're doing here with this exciting new Telangana Centre of Excellence for Sustainable Cooling and Cold Chain. It's being established to lead the way in the development and rollout of affordable, sustainable, resilient and equitable cooling and cold chain solutions for agriculture and health. As I said, this is critical infrastructure. Without it, we will not economically empower farmers, we will not increase export revenues, we will not enhance job creations in rural areas, we won't improve vaccine and pharma supply chains, and we won't mitigate the climate environmental impacts of cooling that we need to do. The programme has been developed by the governments of Telangana and the United Kingdom, the United Nations Environment Programme, my own university, University of Birmingham, and a cohort of other universities in the UK. Yes, we will have a big technological and energy underpinning, but we're also going to look at the behavioural issues, the business models, all these other elements we require for delivering a sustainable cold chain. We're going to train farmers and fishers and their communities from how to design a cold chain, a cold system, to how to install and maintain it. And we're going to help them develop the financeable business models to actually pay for it and finance it. We're also developing the tools and the evidence to persuade governments why they should be investing far more heavily in cold chain. We're here today in Telangana, but for so many countries and states around the world, cold chain is still a forgotten part of the solution. Within this, perhaps most important are two areas. One, as I said, training, where we want to build a cohort of highly qualified trainers and develop the highly competent refrigeration engineers for the new technologies. But also we want to facilitate an environment of collaboration between industry, governments, academia, and development institutions. We want to bring everybody together to solve this big challenge. This is only the start. I'm very excited that working with the government of Telangana, we're also looking at actually building out a state-of-the-art technology test and demonstration centre, testing facilities, and a business hub that can really create the ecosystem. In short, I believe today is the start of a journey where we can create the collaborative ecosystem and all the elements to solve the big challenge. How do we deliver temperature-sensitive market connectivity to achieve equitable and sustainable global food and health security and resilience in a fast-warming world? And, as a second part to that question, how do we do this with minimum environmental impact and with a zero-emission strategy? That's what we're here to do. In closing, I'd like to thank, obviously, the government of Telangana and the government of the UK who've made this possible. And I personally would like to thank Aparna Bhumi, without whose immense hard work and enthusiasm we wouldn't be here today. So thank you, Aparna. Thank you, the governments. And thank you for everyone coming together to build the most important, but still the most invisible critical infrastructure we all take for granted, the cold chain. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And now I would just our welcome note address, our address to the People present over here by Shri SKG Kishore Garu, the Executive Director for GHIAL, to kindly address the gathering. Please put your hands together.
గౌరవనీయులైన మంత్రివర్యులు శ్రీ కేటీ రామారావు గారు, జీవన్ రెడ్డి గారు, our friend and His Excellency British Deputy High Commissioner Sri Gareth Owen, Professor Toby from University of Birmingham, our friends from Carrier, and representatives of TSTPC, and our board director and principal secretary Sri Jayesh Ranjan Garu, and all the distinguished delegates. I think today is a very momentous day in the sense that we are focusing on sustainability, the United Nations Strategic Development Goals, and also focusing on the cold chain, as Professor has mentioned. And the good thing is a perfect combination of academic institution, government agencies, and the industry players is happening here to provide new innovations, new thinking, new insights into how do we ensure the cold chain in a sustainable way. And Minister Garu, we are very happy that you have permitted GMR to be a collaborator and a partner in this whole initiative. I'm aware this whole discussion was happening over the last 1 year, where University of Birmingham was trying to put this COE in India. A lot of discussions happened under the leadership of Jayesh Ranjan Garu to bring it to Telangana, and in Hyderabad, we requested him that it should be in the Aero City, because the first cold chain storage facility in an air cargo facility in Hyderabad. As Minister Garu keeps saying, we are the vaccine capital of the world. And when you say we are the vaccine capital of the world, it is important that we have this cold chain without any breaks. Any disruption in the cold chain, the entire value is lost. Similarly, Government of Telangana has been focusing over the last few years on how do we improve our perishable exports, be it fruits, vegetables, and other farming produce. So it's a perfect location to ensure that we use all the new practices, new technologies to ensure a very sustainable way of ensuring a continuous cold chain and logistics. And in this occasion, I would also like to mention to the dignitaries here that Hyderabad Airport and GMR Group has been in the forefront of ensuring sustainability. We have a 10 megawatt solar plant here, which ensures that all the consumption of the airport terminal is green energy. And recently, because of the Government of Telangana's initiative, we are also buying the green power from the grid so that the entire airport ecosystem is run by green energy. This is the first airport, sir, 100% green energy it is being run. Not only power, even water. If you see, what we have done is we have mapped out the entire 5,000 acres campus here, and without disturbing the terrain, we are impounding the rainwater. We have one of the biggest rainwater reservoirs in the Aero City, in the campus. Our 3 to 4 months of our requirement is met by that rainwater, which we are impounding. It has multiple benefits. One is it has increased the groundwater levels, not only within the airport, but also outside. The farmers, the groundwater levels have increased so much that they are very happy that they are not using any borewell exploitation and all those things. Next thing is what we are doing is not only scope 1, scope 2 emissions, we are also working on the scope 3 emissions, that is all our stakeholders who are working within the aviation ecosystem, airport ecosystem, we are ensuring that they reduce their carbon emissions. Minister Garu, I am proud to tell you that Hyderabad Airport is level 4 plus accredited by Airports Council International in terms of green practices and sustainability practices. Now we are also using our innovation platform GMR Innovex. We are using blockchain technologies to track all the cold chain consignments right from the source till the destination. We are working with a startup called Statvic, which is again from Hyderabad, to ensure a new ERP, blockchain-based ERP for tracking the cargo chain logistics and platforms. So collaboration with University of Birmingham and the industry and Government of Telangana, I think it is one more step in the furtherance of cold chain logistics and sustainability. And we are very happy to work with the University of Birmingham and the Government of Telangana to further this. And I'm sure this particular Center of Excellence will include all the stakeholders, train them in new practices, new sustainable this thing, and also getting new innovations in bringing out green practices. So thank you very much. And once again, congratulations to University of Birmingham. And thanks to you for choosing Hyderabad, Telangana, and also our GMR Aerocity. Thank you very much.
Well, right after this, it takes an great privilege and honor to be called, I guess Telangana would be now the synonym of innovation. So that calls for the applause. Can we have a round of applause for the innovation? And now, ladies and gentlemen, may I request the British Deputy High Commissioner, Mr. H.E. Gareth Owen, to kindly have the special address.
Only 30. What a wonderful day to be here. I have some thanks to make before I say some words. Thank you for the Centre for Sustainable Cooling for choosing Hyderabad. This is really a fantastic example of UK-India collaboration, and I'm really pleased that it's taking place here in Hyderabad. Also need to thank the University of Birmingham for their support for this project, and also, of course, the government of Telangana. Without your drive, we probably wouldn't be here today. Also like to thank GMR, Hyderabad International Airport as well, for your support for this project. It's going to be a world-leading centre, and I'm really, really happy it's taking place in the city that I live in. As I said, this is a brilliant example of collaboration between the UK and India. As you all know, it's going to cover many, many sectors. It's going to cover many important issues. One of those issues will be vaccines, ensuring a global supply of much-needed vaccines around the world to help dealing with illnesses and diseases that we can manage. We just need to make sure people get the right medicine. But I'm also pleased, extremely pleased, that one of the big key focuses of the centre will be focusing on global food security. 2 months ago, our Secretary of State for Agriculture was here in Hyderabad for the G20 Agricultural Ministerial, and something she focused on during her time here was global food security. It's an issue of concern for the UK, it's an issue of concern for us all. And this is why this centre is really important, because it's going to tackle some of those key issues around global food security. It's going to reduce waste, one of the most important things in the world we have at the moment. There's enough food to ensure everyone in the world has a nutritious meal. We just need to make sure they can access that food. It's going to ensure the sustainability of agriculture as well. It also, with the innovations coming out of this centre, it's also going to help tackle climate change by producing innovations that will reduce carbon emissions. But finally, and certainly most important of all, from my perspective, is how it's going to support farmers and it's going to support rural livelihoods. That's one of the key things for me, so I'm really pleased that this centre will be contributing to what is a really, really important issue, especially for a country like India and for a state like Telangana. So as I said, I'm really pleased that this centre is opening here in Hyderabad, but I'm not the only person that's pleased. Yesterday, I informed the Chancellor of Birmingham University, Lord Karen Bilimoria, that we are having this event today. For those of you, I expect many of you in this room know, he's a son of Hyderabad. He had his education here before leaving to the UK to become a successful businessman and a parliamentarian. And he's someone I'm certainly proud of, and I know that many people in this room are proud about his links. So if you'll forgive me, he sent me a message. If I can use my technology, please let me read his message, because it's quite important that it's not only a UK government official talking about this centre, but also someone who has very close links to Hyderabad. These are the words of Lord Bilimoria. Today, we are launching this crucially important collaboration with the state of Telangana, my home state. I have been involved in this initiative from the start, and it is so wonderful to see it to be officially launched by my friend, Minister KTR, who is such a wonderful ambassador for Telangana. And I pay tribute to Jayesh Ranjan and Professor Toby Peters for having personally led the lead on this project. This is a perfect example of UK-India cross-border collaboration, and it makes me extremely proud of the University of Birmingham, the state of Telangana, and the UK-India relationship, as well as Hyderabad, the city of my birth. Thank you very much. I'll leave it there.
Well, that deserves a round of applause to our Honorable Minister, Shri K.T. Ramarao Garu, for making Telangana an ideal state to learn from. Can we have a round of applause for Shri K.T. Garu and his vision? And now, ladies and gentlemen, to mark the date as a history, I would now request TSTPC and GHIAL to sign the MOUs. Can we do the honors? May I request the organizers to kindly join us on the stage and do the honors for signing the MOUs for TSTPC and GHIAL. Can we have a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Please put your hands together. It's a proud moment. I guess this applause needs to be more louder. Congratulations to TSTPC and GHIAL. And now we have another signing of MOUs between TSTPC and Career Group. Can we once again put our hands together and congratulations. And thank you so much for choosing Telangana and Hyderabad. Thank you so much. With this, I would request the dignitaries and the chief guests to kindly take their seats. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would now request to address the gathering Mr. Jimmy Washington, the Director of Sustainability, Career Logistics, kindly address the gathering.
Good morning. How's everybody doing? Good morning. Yeah. Thank you. It's my absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you, Honorable Mr. Rao. Thank you, Toby Peters. Thanks to everybody on the stage. Honorable Gareth Owen. Really appreciate it. So I've been a part of this effort in Africa, in India, in Southeast Asia, and every single one of these is absolutely special. I'll take you back a little bit to why it's so special to me. So about 2 years ago, I was sitting in a conference room, and we were speaking with a young woman from Rwanda. And what she said was, I need you to understand something about the cold chain. I need to understand why it's so important to us. She said, when I was a young woman and I had children, I used to go to markets to find fruit that was damaged because it's all that I could afford. And she said, at that moment in time, I didn't realize I was hurting my country, I didn't realize I was hurting the farmers, and I didn't realize I was actually hurting my own health. As I got older, I realized the importance of the cold chain and what it represents and how it can help to save so many. And I reflected on that for a moment and said, wow, that's an incredibly powerful thing if you think about it, the power of what the cold chain can achieve. It's not only about ensuring business, but it's also ensuring how equipment can help support people, right? That's the nature of it. And so as Carrier and this center embark upon this journey, we're so pleased to be here and so pleased to be a part of this. It's really about education, it's really about equipment, it's really about training, and it's really about enabling people to go further and do things that they didn't think was possible. And as we look at this center, and it's such a great thing to be here. I was actually informed this is the first one in India, and I'm so hopeful that we have 20 more across the country that we will donate equipment to. The intent of us being here is We have tremendous experience all over the world with deploying cold chain. We have 1.6 million units of refrigeration across the globe, and we're a global organization. But all of that knowledge can come to bear here in India about how to help preserve food, how to preserve vaccines, how we can help to develop the market. And that's really what we're here and committed to do. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shami. And now requesting the man who's making the Telangana every day a new state. Please put your hands together for our Honorable Minister for IT and Industry, Shri KTR Garu, for the inaugural address.
Thank you. Professor Toby Peters, thank you for joining us. Thank you, my friend Karan Bilimoria, the Chancellor of University of Birmingham, and also son of Hyderabad, as Gareth put it. Thank you very much for making this happen. This conversation started almost a year plus ago. Now I'm glad that this has materialized. Gareth, as always, a great friend. Thank you. Thank you for keeping your speech short as well. Thank you very much. And also thank you for looping in Karan. That was a lovely message. I have to compliment you on that. Jayesh Ranjan, my Principal Secretary. Also our Honorable MLA, Sri Jeevan Reddy Garu. I'll come to you last, Jimmy, because I have a few things to say. Our Chairman of TSTPC, Bhikshapati Garu. And of course, the man who's donated, the man who's come forward, the group which has come forward, Carrier. Thank you, Jimmy. But like I said, you ought to be doing more, a lot more. You cannot be cheap, I have to say that. You have to donate more. This can't be the first and only sustainable cooling solution in India. We need more of these. We need many more of these, actually. You know, when Professor Toby Peters welcomed us this morning, a lot of us sitting here, we lose sight of some basic things, you know. We're all seated here in an air-conditioned room, powered by, I don't know what company that is. I'm presuming it's Carrier, but I'm not sure if it is. But we're all used now to conditioned air. I remember this experience of mine. I was a student in college in Pune. So we were traveling to a hill station, me and my mates, and we were all on a local train. So there was this girl, a friend of mine, a classmate, who actually came in from Mauritius to study with us. She was in Pune. So the minute we got into this local train, we were all going to, I think it was Matheran or, I don't know, Khandala or one of these places, the hill stations. Somebody, like in India, we are very used, back then, we have these local trains which only have fans, right? So somebody just turned on a fan. That fan was a hard-hitting fan, very, very hard-hitting fan, and it was like direct into your face. So this girl immediately goes, I can't give her name because I'm sure she's watching somewhere. She immediately goes, please turn that off. I said, why? She says, I'm not used to air hitting me, I'm used to conditioned air. That was the first time in my life I've ever realized that the whole AC thing could be flipped and it could be called conditioned air. So thanks to you guys, now everybody in the world knows what conditioned air is, and now we are actually so conditioned to think that there is no substitute. But the fact is, like you guys have said it, and like Professor Toby Peters was saying, all the air conditioners that we use today, more than the cooling that they offer, the heat that they generate outside of it is actually much more. I hope I got that right, Professor. Now, the challenge here and what we're trying to do here is basically ensuring that these cooling solutions actually cut down on carbon emissions and actually are more sustainable. Now, that's the challenge, that's the dream as we move forward. How do we do that? How can we make it happen? And thankful to GMR, thankful to Kishore Garu for giving us this facility. This Center of Excellence on Sustainable Cooling and Cold Chain is a joint collaboration, as I was saying, between Government of Telangana, Center for Sustainable Cooling, University of Birmingham, and the United Nations Environment Program. Why is this important? It's important because Hyderabad, Telangana, India is, of course, the pharma capital of the world, is, of course, the vaccine capital of the world. But more importantly, what COVID has shown us, what the pandemic has shown us, is two things. Food security is important, and so is availability and accessibility of medicines. I think both have been showcased to the entire world and cutting across geographies, cutting across cities, states, etc. Humans have realized that these two are mission critical for us to survive on this planet, both medicine and of course food. Now, to keep both of these relevant, to keep both of these constantly available, cold chain is extremely important. But how do we make sure that the cold chain becomes sustainable? How do we make sure that our air conditioners actually don't create more heat than cooling that they offer? That's where sustainability kicks in. That's where University of Birmingham has joined us. Our Honorable Chief Minister, Sri K. Chandrasekhar Rao Garu, he always tells us one thing. He always says, even if you switch off everything on the planet in terms of operations, in terms of what we do in industry and elsewhere, we cannot switch off agriculture. Primarily because if you switch off agriculture, you would be left with no food, right? But more importantly, as India moves up the value chain, India starts producing and becomes a surplus nation in terms of food, we need also newer solutions, new packaging solutions, more processing solutions. But the key again is to ensure that all of these again are sustainable. This initiative is actually first of its kind in India. It is inspired by the success and learnings of a similar initiative in Africa. And now we will follow a hub and spoke model with the hub and national center being located in Hyderabad. And spokes, of course, covering rural communities in the states and hopefully other regions through a network of specialized outreach and knowledge establishments that will facilitate the deployment of technologies and innovative business models. The aim of this cold chain center of excellence is to facilitate accelerated deployment of needs-driven and equitable system-level cooling solutions in Telangana and India to meet the current and the future needs of cooling for all. To promote technology solutions that help cut down the food losses, improve temperature-controlled supply chains, and boost, most importantly, exports. Because, like Gareth said, if we are able to create a win-win solution for the people who feed us, the farmers, I think this center would really be meeting its objective. Today, we see a center here with state-of-the-art equipment and a one-stop solution for the challenges around cold chain ecosystem. In phase 1 of this project, the focus would be on post-harvest practices, food and health cold chains. In phase 2, the scope would be extended to include thermal comfort, electronics, and possibly data centers as well. The center will also have a solution development laboratory, solutions demonstration center, model pack house, and community cooling hub. All of these, of course, for demonstrative experience, for industry to come, explore, and I'm sure the academia would be more than happy, including University of Birmingham and also other important academic institutions here in the state, would be more than happy, I'm sure, to contribute, to learn, and to continue to build on what we've started. More importantly, the expected impacts of phase 1 of this center will be to increase income of farmers by enhancing the value of their products, enhancing the ability to store in a better fashion, to increase market access, and to reduce food losses. Second, but not any less important, improve access to health services, vaccines, blood, insulin, etc. Improve temperature-controlled supply chain to boost exports and imports, both for food and health, by reducing investment and operational costs. Develop and demonstrate cooling technologies and solutions that meet the state's needs and could be scaled up for global outreach. Now, I can go on and tell you a lot of things that we've done in the last 9 years in terms of boosting our ability to export more, create more agri products from our state. But I'll confine myself and I'll tell you one thing. I think as a developing nation, as a growing country, if India has to move forward, if India really has to find its place in the first world in an expeditious manner, we need more partnerships, we need more collaborations, and I'm delighted that India and UK are forging ahead. And we need goodwill ambassadors like my friend, Karan Bilimoria, whose heart beats for India and UK. And I'm sure that he would be very happy, knowing that this partnership has now made its it's taken a first step, made a fantastic beginning. Look forward to working closely with you, Professor Toby, and look forward to more and more of the industry. I see industry representatives here. More and more of the industry coming forward to pick up these best practices and helping our farmers, helping our citizens, achieve that scale, achieve those solutions. Thank you very much. Jai Telangana.
Thank you so much, sir, with your great vision and a great support by our Honorable CM. I would definitely feel that Telangana is going to get more and more such projects. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as it time for the celebration and mark the history, I would also not miss out to thank our other leaders for their contribution. I would request Godrej, Daikin, Career Logistics, and Plus to kindly join us on the stage for a photo op. May I request our other leaders for their great contribution. May I request Godrej, Daikin, Career Logistics, and Plus to kindly join us on stage and the dignitaries to kindly come forward for a photo op.